In today's video, I'm going to be unboxing a couple of lots of toys that I bought from a toy auction in Holland. I'll be back when the box is opened and we'll see what's in it. And here's the box open. First thing we can see here is a box of Action Man shoes and boots, which is interesting. Or not, as the case may be. That's off Modern Action Man, so it's a load of rubbish. A yellow Action Man Daredevil, Red Devil's helmet. Beret. Rock. I'm just going to unpack this now, because I'm sure this is quite boring. Okay, so I finally unboxed this lot of toys I won from a Dutch auction that got delivered. This lot cost me, including commission and postage, probably just over £100. The actual purchase price was about 65, so taking into consideration postage puts the price up a little bit, but this is still, in my view, quite a value-led lot. So what we've got here, if you look at the far left, we've got this gentleman here. It's Oscar Goldman from the $6 Million Man series, produced in the US by Kenner and in the UK by the firm Dennis Fisher. The next one you can see next to him is the bog standard Steve Austin, Colonel Steve Austin, $6 Million Man toy. This is a slightly later edition because this bionic arm is of a slightly different design to the original one, in that it looks more robotic and cybernetic than the original. What we've got next to him going round is Bionic Woman, Jamie Summers, again produced by Dennis Fisher, Kenner, complete with her jumpsuit. You can see that her bionic microchips are still in place on her arm, and she's actually got existent arm rubber at the top that looks like it's still in one piece and workable, which is very unusual for these things. Next to him, we've got a flock-headed, gripper-handed Action Man with degraded hands and non-vintage uniform, definitely the jacket and the belt. This toy heralds from the early 1970s, and as is common, the hands are just shot to pieces on this. In front of him, we've got another $6 Million Man, Steve Austin, this time in a space outfit. He's actually got a really serious bit of leg issue going on here, and he's also got a radio backpack. He is lying down because, as you can see, his bionics are quite battle damaged, so there we have him. There's also a number of helmets in the set that feature the same, that feature him as well. Sitting down here, we've got another vintage Action Man, this time with the Eagle Eyes head on an older body, so it's quite late, probably 1976, 1977 time. It's also got gripper hands. These ones remain subtle and fully grippable, which is quite unusual. Given the later vintage, they'd probably changed to a different form of rubber for the gripper hands by this point. Standing behind him here, we've got Captain Zargon, the space pirate, released again by Palitoy, late 1970s, probably after Star Wars, to kind of take on that space thing. I do believe he fought Action Man Space Ranger. Sitting down here, we've got a bit of a mishmash. I think the body and head is that of Maskatron from the $6 Million Man range. However, these legs that you can see here are $6 Million Man's bionic legs, which was a separate set that came with that series of toys. So there we go, that's all the action figures that came in that, as well as a delightful doll, which may or may not go into focus there. It stands up quite well. Which is clearly a girl's toy again. It's produced by Kenner at the minute. I'm not sure of its exact name, but it's in good condition. It's all subtle. Its rubber remains intact. So that is the overall sequence of toys that we've got here. Quite a good lot and great value considering the relatively low price I paid for them. So there we have that. Okay, the next section of this lot, now we've been through the actual bulk of those action figures, are some accessories that come with it. So first off, I think that's a Maskatron shirt from the $6 Million Man. In the background there we've got the critical assignment arms from that $6 Million Man kit. That version is actually made by Kenner. I've got another version with the box in a better condition that's actually produced by Dennis Fisher in the UK. Not only in that set do you get 3 arms, there's also a white t-shirt for the $6 Million Man in the background. What we've got here is clearly a pocket money toy from the late 70s or early 1980s that's a load of guns. It's called the Sharpshooters, and I'm assuming some child's bought it as a replacement for Action Man gun. In the front here we've got 5 Palitoy Action Force figures. These were the smaller scale down figures that were basically produced, I think, to compete with Star Wars figures of the same scale and vintage. It was at this time, probably 1983ish, where the death bell had been sounding for the larger, more established Action Man that we all know and love. We've got a spare Oscar Goldman shoe, a spare $6 Million Man shoe, $6 Million Man in space, boots, gloves, helmet. Here we've got 3 Oscar Goldman exploding suitcases that I spoke to you about earlier. We've got 1 that's fully intact, and we've got 2 where there's a section that clearly exploded off and over the years got lost. I'm hopeful I'll be able to get 2 fully working ones out of that, but we'll have to watch this space. Also down here we've got 2 Action Man helmets. As is common with these bits, they're very heavily yellowed. You'll see I've got a previous video that looks at how to remove that yellowing using hydrogen peroxide rather, not sodium peroxide, hydrogen peroxide. Have a look for that video. The results you can get are amazing given the fact that yellowing often quite spoils a toy. So you've seen the figures, you've seen the accessories that come with it, so it does look like it's been a great value acquisition. eBay, you can see those arms themselves selling for 40 quid, so I've got a bargain. Rather less interesting in this auction lot comes a big bag of Action Man shoes and boots. There's some vintage in here, well it's mostly vintage, however there is some modern. I hate the modern stuff, so it'll probably just be going in the bin unless someone wants to comment and say that they want it, in which case all this modern stuff of Action Man is yours. You can see the 2 figures, some form of gun, I don't know what it is, it's a water pistol I think, bit of vintage Action Man and some more clutter. There is still a box just full of little bits in this lot, so again, great value, some really good restoration projects in here and some stuff to get my teeth stuck into. Quite excited by it, there's so much to look at. Okay, thank you, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, please comment, and please hit that like button. Keep watching for more videos from the Pal of Toys. Thank you.